let's listen to Joe Rogan, who also happens to be a buddy of Elon Musk's. And,
seems relevant because later in this clip, in the second part, he does seem to insinuate that they've spoken.
Oh, interesting.
My friend Kurt Metzger told me this. We were talking about the Elon gaffe, where he's like, my heart goes out to you.
So
like, hey,
silly.
Don't do that, though.
That's the perfect example of when you see a story, you believe it's true. If you believe he's a Nazi, you're going to see him do a silly hand gesture and see that as that.
Well, he's saying my heart goes out to you. But that is how the Nazis did it.
Yeah.
But this is the thing. This is what I found out last night.
He did it twice.
That's also how they used to do the Pledge of Allegiance.
Oh, really?
The Pledge of Allegiance used to be done like this until the Nazis came along. And then we switched it to this, your hand over your heart. So we cut out that part.
There's going to be a screen grab of you.
Well, there's already a screen grab. This is what's funny.
Pause it.
CNN.
Now, see, this is amazing that he's using this as some type of justification. There is no doubt that I am sure that there was some type of salute like that for the Pledge of Allegiance. In fact, the Nazi symbol wasn't always, the swastika was not always a swastika. It was an indigenous people design.
It's still used in certain parts of the globe.
You know, Nazi uniforms? Well, they were based on Massachusetts State Trooper outfits. But we know now that the Nazis adopted this. The whole point of a salute, again, is to represent something. When you do this in the U.S. Army or in the military, you're indicating that there is a hierarchy that's going on. First person to do it, there's a hierarchy going on. We do this because this is this is our in-group. And if it suddenly changed to, this would mean something different than it did 2 days ago, which is just like, nah. But if we switch this to, this is the way that you signal you're talking to a superior officer, the idea that this used to be nah, it's irrelevant because everybody now knows. So the idea that any given hand gesture can be innocent, of course that's the case. But to go back in history and even imply, which of course this is, it's not a direct defense, but it's an implication that Elon Musk, as a child growing up in South Africa, and I would say, because he's got to be younger than me, Elon Musk, right? He's
in his early 50s.
He's in his early 50s. He did not grow up at a time where the Pledge of Allegiance, you would stick your hand out like that, because I didn't. And he was not in America, so he did not do the Pledge of the Allegiance to the U.S. flag.
I mean, yeah, his family, they come from all around. His grandparents, according to his father, who were members of the Canadian Nazi Party, who liked Hitler and went to South Africa because they liked the apartheid there. That's according to Elon Musk's own father. But this is what Rogan is stripping it of all context, saying, oh yeah, but prior to the Nazis, they made it. No, that's because context matters, right? And now he goes into the personal agreement piece. This is what the two arguments they have here is to flatten the context, don't believe your lying eyes, and then also, they're always coming after us conservatives.
Be a screen grab of you.
Well, there's already a screen grab. This was funny. CNN, during the COVID times in particular, whenever I get in trouble, the photo they would use of me was me at the UFC weigh-ins. So when I do the weigh-ins, I announce the weigh-ins. I say, welcome to the weigh-ins, everybody. I'm waving to the crowd. That's what they did. So they would use this photo of me to try to make it look like I was some sort of a Nazi.
Whatever.
Because I'm waving to the crowd. And they take a freeze frame of it.
Yeah,
like,
that's not what happened. There was video of Elon Musk doing it twice. Twice.
Right.
And not just like it wasn't a gesture. It was a slap it off. Like, he's just got an awkward way of going like, I give you my heart. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. I mean, but if you go to that second part, Bradley, I don't really care about Rogan's victim complex as a multi-millionaire. because every defender of Elon is doing the exact same thing that he's saying right now. They're posting a photo of Elizabeth Warren waving and pretending it's a Sig Heil. They're posting a photo of AOC waving and pretending it's a Sig Heil. No one's posting the video. No one would have if I would have defended Rogan if there were all of these CNN outlets calling him a Nazi and just posting the still, and then you find out that it was him waving. No. We know what we saw. And like all of this defense of him precedes him basically revealing here that they've been speaking.
Longtime, first-time claims they never did the Nazi salute for the pledge. It was proposed, but the proposed gesture ended with the hand up, and it never made it into the flag code for obvious reasons. And Bullprog makes the point, Kaepernick wasn't kneeling. He was saying he would propose marriage to the flag, the anthem, because he loves America so much. Go ahead.
Right.
How's Elon handling this whole... he's probably like, what the...
Yeah, he was definitely what the fuck. And he was happy that the ADL, of all people, defended him.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, well, it's obvious.
Posit, actually, but what's more obvious is at one point, about a year ago, Elon Musk said, you know what? Maybe your organization needs some funding. Mm-hmm. And the ADL's ability to be an arbiter for any of this stuff has always been suspect, but now it's just absolutely out the window.
And maybe Israel, do you need some intelligence assistance or satellites for your military campaigns? I'll be down for that. I'm one of the Pentagon's biggest contractors. I'm not an anti-Semite. I've got cold hard cash for you to commit genocide.
Here's anti-establishment Joe Rogan continuing to carry water for the world's richest man.
Defended him.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, well, it's obvious. Like anybody, but all these people on Twitter are just chiming in saying it's clearly a Nazi salute. He's doing a Nazi salute. Yeah. No.
So dumb.
It's so dumb.
It's not clearly.
Yeah, it's crazy. The whole thing's crazy, but that's a sign of the times, and they couldn't help it. They saw a thing, and they're like, "This is we're going to run with it." He's clearly showing he's a Nazi. You know, the Trump's in office, and he's a Nazi, and this is fascism is real, folks. Here it is. My heart goes out to you.
Yeah, we got it. It's
my
hilarious.
Heart goes out to you.
So I know people have forgotten this, but there was a Madison Square Garden rally that preceded the election by a few weeks that caused a ton of controversy because of a bunch of racist comments that were made there about Puerto Rican people in particular. It was an obvious homage to the Bund. That's what it was called, the Bund rally of American Nazis at Madison Square Garden. They were trying to evoke it. They pretend like they're not in public, and then they snicker about it behind the scenes in private. The exact same thing that these 4chan groypers are saying secretly in response to Elon's salute. He knows what he was doing. He never did "my heart goes out to you" with that emphasis and clarity in other contexts. He wanted to do that in front of the presidential seal of the United States in this country. And as AOC has been saying, like there's a few foundational things for her politics. In her response, she was saying, we hate the Confederates and we hate the Nazis in this country. And, there are still World War II veterans that are alive here. And I think it's disgusting that a billionaire thought it would be really cheeky and cute for him to go up there and do that kind of symbol, let alone the number of American Jews and other people who have been victimized by neo-Nazi ideology and just the literal Nazis. It's just gross. And I guess if you want billionaire PR now, you go to Joe Rogan's podcast.
Of course. Yeah. Rogan's going to be, going to be carrying Elon Musk's water. Hey, folks, once again, Trump's personnel picks are all about loyalty over expertise. He named election denier Carrie Lake to lead the Voice of America. That's the U.S.-funded broadcaster meant to provide unbiased news to global audiences. Well, Ground News found hundreds of articles covering this, all concerned about VOA's editorial independence. But you'll still find the America First crowd arguing that this appointment will, quote, restore balance and fairness. Yeah. In reality, we're losing independent journalism and government transparency, setting the stage for propaganda masquerading as credible information. That's why I've trusted my partners at Ground News for years to help me critically analyze the news I consume. They're the only app that's not telling you what to think. Instead, they gather all the headlines, organize them by story, and then add data to each outlet's bias, their credibility, and their financial incentives, so you know exactly who's benefiting from the spin. Take it one step further and filter out questionable sources to stay on top of what's happening without getting buried in the noise. Trump is shaping our future in ways that's going to last for decades, and if we're not paying attention, we're letting history repeat itself. So stay engaged with Ground News, who's fixing what's breaking right in front of us. Trust and transparency in the media. My viewers save 50% on the same unlimited access Vantage plans that I use every day to track these stories and prep for my show. So go to ground.news/majority or scan my QR code to subscribe. Once you start reading the news this way, it's going to be very hard to go back. Hey folks, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and check out our daily show. We do it every day at 12 p.m. Eastern for about 2.5 hours. We even take phone calls. You should check that out.